Freya's POV. On our wedding anniversary, my husband took me and our daughter to an amusement park. Midway through our day, he was suddenly called away by an urgent phone call. To my horror, the roller coaster malfunctioned, leaving my daughter stranded with me high above, clutching her trembling body. I called her father over and over, 99 times, before he answered at last. My voice was hoarse as I pleaded for help, but instead of his worried response, what reached my ears was the sound of muffled, intimate breathing. Then, after a pause, a woman's voice came through the speaker. Rodney, back then, when you chose to give up Freya's son in order to save our child, I was truly moved. I have nothing else to give you, except my body. There was a brief silence before Rodney Laurent answered, his tone low. I promise you, I would protect our child at all costs. As for Freya's son, he never should have survived in the first place. At that moment, my tears spilled uncontrollably. For years, I had carried the guilt of losing my son when he was 3. But now I knew he hadn't gone missing at all. Rodney had sacrificed him to save the son of his precious first love. With the last of my strength, I dialed Maxon Sheffield's number. I'll marry you, but I want you to destroy the Lawrence. Especially Rodney. A low, satisfied laugh came through the line. Sure. Nothing would please me more. After hanging up the phone, I clutched my daughter in my arms. Just then, Rodney's phone rang again. I answered it without saying a word. Rodney. A woman's voice came through. I saw the news. There seems to have been an accident at the amusement park Freya and her daughter went to. Do you want to go check on them? Rodney's voice on the other end was completely indifferent. You still have the energy to worry about things like that? Seems I didn't tire you out enough. Besides, those two aren't fools. I'm guessing the moment I left, they were no longer in the mood to have fun. I could hear the sound of the woman kissing him. It was then that I finally recognized her voice, Harper Driscoll, Rodney's ex. Back when the Lawrence business went bankrupt, Harper didn't hesitate to leave the States. And I gave up my arranged marriage with Maxon to marry Rodney, who at the time had nothing to his name. For 10 years, he treated me like a treasure. I truly believed we were happy. But in reality, before I knew it, my husband's heart had long since changed. Tears streamed down my face. Farah, my daughter, must have sensed my pain because she reached up to gently touch my cheek. On the other end of the line, Harper kept talking. I covered my daughter's ears, and with a heart cold as ash, I kept listening. Rodney, she asked sweetly, if our son were to have another accident, would you save him again? I remember Freya still has a daughter left. My chest tightened sharply. Harper had already been the cause of my son's death, and now she had her sights set on my daughter too. I had thought, even if Rodney had no love left for me, he would never harm our daughter. But the next second, he replied without hesitation. When that time comes, I won't think twice. I promise you, only our son can be the heir. Delight filled Harper's voice, though she feigned concern. But, if Freya ever found out, wouldn't she hate you? Rodney paused briefly before answering coldly. She won't hate me. Those 2 children are my due, she owes them to me. Back then, she was the one who climbed into Maxon's bed first. If both those children die, so much the better. I'll never divorce her. She'll remain my wife forever. I've already been generous enough to her, he added. The moment his words ended, I heard the unmistakable sounds of intimacy on the other end. In that instant, I finally understood why Rodney had done everything he'd done. My eyes burned, my vision swimming red, hatred clawing at me until I could barely breathe. I wanted nothing more than to tear Rodney and Harper to pieces. When the Lawrence fell into crisis, my family wasn't powerful enough to save them. It was I who went to Maxon, clinging to the remnants of our old feelings. Maxon agreed to invest in the Lawrence company, on the condition that I spend a day with him. When I told Rodney, he only smiled, patted my head, and said gently, I trust you. Besides, you're doing this for me. I'll never let you down for the rest of my life. So this was his idea of never letting me down. From that day on, he saw me as tainted. He even began to doubt whether the twins were truly his. The thought made my stomach churn. I ended the call without a shred of hesitation. I knew full well it had been Harper calling. And yet, I still felt a twisted kind of gratitude. At least she'd laid all the truth bare for me. A few minutes later, she sent a barrage of taunting messages, along with photos of her in bed with Rodney. I saved every single one, studying them until I could see every detail clearly. Not long after, my phone notified me of a text from Maxon. 7 days from now, I'll come to get you. Hang in there for another 3 minutes. The rescue team will be in the amusement park soon. Reading that made me finally let out a sigh of relief. I had survived from 1,000 meters in the air. Now, the ones who should die, it'd be Rodney and Harper.